Hey, welcome back here to Fox and Friends on this Saturday morning. Well, the suicide bomber, the roadside bomb, or the IED that injures or kills U.S. troops in Iraq and Afghanistan are actually not the most effective weapon that the terrorists have against the United States. Instead, our next guest says lying about civilian casualties by the Taliban and then blaming us for them, that's actually the most effective strategy. So why is this working for the enemy? Let's ask this morning Fox News strategic analyst, Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, thanks for coming back, Ralph.
Hey, great to speak to you, Clayton.
So,
yeah, this is a...
Yeah, go ahead. So why is this the most important? Why is this more powerful than roadside bombs or IED attacks for American troops?
Well, because the IED attacks, roadside bombs, kill and maim Americans and countless civilians, but they don't stop us. But when the terrorists lie about civilian casualties or create civilian casualties and blame them on us, which they are doing with increasing frequency, the global media, the establishment media, falls in line. Basically, anything Taliban or Al-Qaeda or Hamas say is taken as absolute truth. In Afghanistan, President Karzai plays a populist card. For votes, he sides with the Taliban claims. I mean, Karzai figures he can do the full Kama Sutra on us, and we can't do anything about it because we need him. And now you've got an administration in Washington, especially Secretary of State Clinton, who also backs Taliban claims before the facts are in. Now, our airstrikes and ground operations are very important. They work together. The Taliban, for example, want to stop the airstrikes because they kill Taliban and they keep American and NATO troops alive. How do they do that? They set up targets. Civilians are killed. In the last incident, they've claimed 147 civilians were killed. We think a couple dozen were, and they were killed because the Taliban herded women and children into a compound from which they were fighting, then grenaded them and killed them, then blamed the U.S., and the media buys it.
Well, and we know, just let's talk about facts here. We know that civilian deaths are down significantly according to the U.S. military. But how do we stop this? How do we fight this propaganda campaign if this seems to be the thing that's holding us back?
Well, one thing we could do is have our government side with our troops instead of automatically accepting the enemy's claims. And, for instance, Secretary Clinton the other day, instead of immediately apologizing for the casualties, she should have just supported our troops.
All right, Colonel Ralph Peters, interesting take on this whole story here because it's such an important component of this, especially as Pakistan now perhaps becomes the front of the global war on terror. Colonel Ralph Peters, as always, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Well, Oprah Winfrey's mansion is in the line of fire this morning.